topic of Father's sermon this morning. 창조하자 나의 천국으로. 나의 천국을. Let us create our own kingdom of heaven.
creation I have.
Creation of my heaven.
누가 창조하는 거야? 누가 창조하는 거야?
Then who creates? Who does the creation here? I do? You do?
내 천국, 내 천국.
My kingdom, so I have to create.
본래 우리 시조되는 아담 해와가 타락하지 않았으면 내 천국은 이미 지니고 있다. 살아감으로 오늘 그거 잃어버렸다.
If human ancestor did not fall, then my kingdom was there.
지금 우리가 살고 있는 것은 이게 무슨 세계예요?
But the world in which we are living in today, what kind of kingdom is it? What kind of world is it? Is it a kingdom of heaven or something else?
지상 지옥.
It is something else and none other than the hell on earth.
지옥이 무엇이냐? 하나님의 사랑과 생명과 하나님과 인연이 없는 것이지. 인연이 뭐한 것이?
What is hell then? The hell is where there's no God's love nor concern, simply not connected with God.
No God's life, no God's concerning. 뭐야?
No.
뭐야? concerning 뭐 인연이.
No connection, no relation with God.
야, 아무리 지상에서 자라고 아무리 지상에서 노력한다 하더라도 하나님을 중심으로 천국과는 관계를 맺을 수 없는 지상세계가 된다. 이게 비참이요. 이게 이 땅의 비통이라는 것이.
No matter how earnest one may try to live and actually lives, no matter how successful he may be, no matter how accomplished he may be, still he remains to be unconnected with God, unrelated with God. What a sorrowful situation this is. This is a situation where we are facing today.
여러분 영계가
nothing to do with God.
영계 우리가 보는 에서의 천국에서 싸움이 있겠어요, 싸움.
In the original heaven, would there be any war or fighting?
그 파이팅이 영원한 세계. 뭘 하고 살 것이야?
The world in which there is no fighting and eternal time, eternity, the eternal time to live. What are we going to do in that kind of world then?
그 세계가 1년 살고 영원히 계속된다. 지루하지 않겠어?
Not only 1 year, but many years, but forever and ever. Do you think, don't you think we might get tedious? There's so much time we don't know what to do with.
뭐라고 살 거야?
What would you do in that kind of situation then?
뭐라고 살 거야?
What would you do to live?
혼자 살 거야? 그 영계 모든 관계 있는 존재들과 관계를 맺고 살 거야.
Are you going to hermit yourself and live by yourself, or are you going to make as much relations as possible with other beings?
못 갖고.
With what?
거기는 그 세계는 먹는 게 이식주가 필요 없다. 이식주가. 여기서 우리 돈벌이하고 살고 집 짓고 뭐 이식 옷을 입고 그런 것이 필요 없는 세계다.
That is the world where eternal world is the world where we do not worry about what to eat, and we do not worry about what to wear, and we do not worry about where to live in. So unlike this world where we spend most of our time trying to make a living, and so that we buy food and clothing and even build a house.
그렇다고 해서 뭐 안 먹으면서 얼마든지 먹을 수 있고 얼마든지 좋은 것이 있고 얼마든지 살 수 있는 것이고 또 그다음에 교통이 필요 없어 교통. 응?
Just imagine, it's not that we don't eat in the spirit world. We eat, but whatever we wish to eat, it is there. And it's not that we don't wear clothing, but the clothing we want to wear is at hand, and there's no transportation necessary.
그러니까 세상에 말이야. 여기 지금 뭐, 우리 살고 있는 지상이 말이야. 후드 만드는 공장, 집 짓는 뭐 이거, 그다음에 뭐 옷 만드는 거, 그다음에 교통이 전부 다 없다고 생각하라고.
Imagine in that world, there's nothing that we face here. No food factory, no clothing factory or stores, no the plumbings, no house building activities, nor car making or automobile even. Imagine that's that world.
자, 그런 세계에서 뭘 필요하겠어? 뭘 하면 살 거야?
Then you can better find what to do in that kind of world.
그 세계의 본질은 먹는 것도 사랑을 느끼면서 먹어야 되고, 입는 것도 사랑을 느끼면서 입어야 되고, 그다음에 또 사는 것도 사랑을 느끼면서 살아야 되고, 여행하는 것도 사랑의 모처가 돼서 여행하는 건 화동이 안 된다.
That's the world where you eat, but the essence of the life in that world is love. So you eat with the sense of love. You have the bursting the feeling of love, and while you eat, and while you clothe, the same, and when you talk to other people, the same, with lots of heart and love. If you don't do that,
여행도 마찬가지예요.
and the travel, if you travel, then you're bursting with a feeling of love. Unless you do not resonance. You do not go along with the rhythm in the world.
그렇기 때문에 그 사랑이라는 것은 사랑이라는 하나님의 본질적 사랑, 본질적 사랑에 가까운 그 내용을 갖출 수 있는 인격이 저 나라의 높은 위치를 차지하고 그런 인격을 중심 삼고 모든 영계 만유의 존재들이 화동하고 산다. 화동하는 세계다.
It's very close to the very essence of God's love. Not unlike the love we may experience here. It's highly elevated. It's more refined love, which is same quality as God's love. So the person who achieved that kind of a personality or character in the spirit world naturally stays closer to God, or that's higher in the spirit world,
자,
the higher level.
저 나라 가서 부러울 게 뭐야?
In that world, what would you be envious for? What would you envy?
그런 생각하는 직감, 사랑에 대한 화동력, 사랑에 대한 그 영향권이 큰데 비해 가지고 모든 것이 직감적으로 가능한 세계야.
So the influence of the love is so intense, so immediate, and everything is possible. You just wish that you can respond to that kind of original love as quickly as possible, so that you can permeate your experience. That's the only thing you want.
사랑에 화동한 캐패시티, centering love, connected, 뭐라고?
Centering love,
capacity,
capacity
environment area. 무슨 말 들겠어?
to environment, to the capacity to adjust the environment originally, very quickly.
그러니까 부러울 것이 없고
spontaneously.
거기서 무엇이 그립고 무엇이 부럽간 얘기야.
We have a lot of envious here in this world, but what would we envy in that kind of situation, in kind of world?
저 나라에 가게 되면 뭐 남자하고 여자가 있을 거 아니야. 크게 보면 그렇지.
So in that world, like here, there are men. Men are divided only in two categories, men and women, right? Men and women.
여기 맨 오면 같이 말이야.
Like we have here,
여기
men
갔다
and women.
여기 갔다. 그러면 이제 우리 생각할 때 하나님이 사랑은 여자를 만들고 남자를 만들어 가지고 뭐라고 사랑을 위한 것이다. 그 하나님 본래의 사랑을 중심 삼고 만들었기 때문에 그 만들어진 사람이 사랑을 정하고 화합해야 한다고. 화합할 수 있어 가지고 이들이 모든 이 전체 세계에 화동의 중심이 되고 영향을 미칠 수 있는 주체가 돼야 된다는 거지.
So like we already know, why did God create like man and woman? God created man and woman so that they will be in love just like himself, just like his own essence, and harmonize and prevail onto the earth and more love, so that we have more love. So going along with the rhythm of this love, this is what God has created
자,
man
여자들로서
and woman for.
어느 누구나 여자 하게 되면 눈도 다 갖고 다 같은 걸 갖고 있어. 남자 하게 되면 전부 다 결여될 게 없게 다 같은 걸 갖고 있다.
When we take a women example, She has everything, eyes, ears, and everything. Everybody has everything. And the men too, there's nothing which is lacking.
너 다 갖고 있다, 다 갖고 있다. 나는 다 갖고 있다. 뭐 자랑하겠어?
You have everything what others have, and likewise the men. There's nothing we be envious or we be proud for, particularly.
얼굴 가지고 뭐 얼굴 가지고 자랑할 거야?
Are we going to be proud of the way our face look? Because everybody else essentially look the same.
여 정면을 보는 것은 이쁠런지 모르지만 옆으로 보면 미워. 또 옆으로 보면 또 좋은지 모르 뒤를 보면 미워. 사방으로 보게 되면 전부 다 결점이 되는 거야. 자기의 특색을 가진 것은 이건 만유의 하나밖에 없다.
If you look at a so-called beauty, a beautiful woman, you look at from the front, indeed she is beautiful. But look at from the side, she's not that beautiful. And from behind, she may not be. You see, each one has its own personal characteristics, which no one actually is resembling.
그러면 자기의
You're
특성,
unique.
자기의 특성을 만우주의 주체성과 하나님 대신과 자랑할 수 있는 그런 힘, 그런 요소, 그런 지지력이 뭐냐? 사랑의 마음이야.
So what is that essence where you can claim this is my own original and no one can copy, and you can identify yourself with that characteristics, and that is your love,
Original love.
original love in you. Each one is proud of.
여러분의 인격은 오리지널 로브에서 인플루언싱하는 그런 차에서 인격의 가치가 자라난다.
So your personality will be enhanced, will be visible with the original, the personality with which you infringe.
오리지널 페르슨 뭐야?
Original personality which you kind of radiate, shine out.
그 무슨 만들어 갔어?
Follow?
그렇기 때문에 여러분은 전날에 가서 특성을 자랑하는 거야. 그래서 특성을 자랑. 사랑의 감촉, 사랑의 저자 가져가지고 전 움직이고 있는 그 인격적 전제를 자랑하는 것이다.
You'll be soaked in love there. You'll be flooded in love. You're the recipient of love, so that moves around very quickly in response to the higher love, and we are proud of that being able to do that. That capacity
자, 그걸
is our character.
어떻게 이 사람은 몸과 마음이 있어가지고 그 느낌을 직감적으로 느껴, 직감적으로 나타낼 수 있는 그 경지야.
And that feeling never takes time. Immediately, you feel it and you return it. That kind of immediate communication world.
그렇기 때문에 여러분 양심과 몸이 하나 안 돼 있어야 돼. 상충되는 거야.
You can
어떻게
imagine.
하나만 되는 거야.
That's when your conscience and body became completely one and never separate, and it takes time to reorganize and respond. No, always respond instantaneously.
자, 그거 왜 그렇게 되는 거야? 타락 때문에. 타락함으로 그거 달라진 거야.
Why are we having difficulty doing that here on earth? Because of fall. Nothing changed actually because of fall. That changed, and that is a lot.
그렇기 때문에 본성적으로 보면 모든 귀한 것을 다 하나님 우리 줬어.
So intrinsically, the most valuable things men have lost.
하나님까지도 전부 다 여러분이 담게끔 전부 다 주었더라.
Even God Himself we resemble. We have been given that blessing when we were born.
그러니까 부러울 게 없다는 거야.
And you resemble God, and what would you be envious for anymore? What would you want anymore?
그렇기 때문에 전화가 그걸 알기 때문에 심정, 마음의 세계가 마음의 정을, 하트 뭐야? 마인드 하트를 그걸 개발해야 돼.
심정. Therefore, it is the world where we have to cultivate or improve 심정, or as we call it, artistic, as a artistic being.
심정한 마인드 하트.
Like God. God is the standard.
하나님의 모든 사랑을 우리가 대신한 지는 얼마든지 우리가 이 태양의 빛을 받아가 달이 반사하듯이 자기가 얼마든지 사랑의 감력을 전수할 수 있는 거예요.
If I do, it is just like a moon who reflects the full ray of sun. Sun shines on the moon and moon reflects it perfectly. Likewise, we can do that. We can influence that kind of love directly coming from God. We reflect that to everyone.
누구 닮았어?
So who do you resemble? Who do you come from?
닮아서 하나 됐어.
Do you just resemble or you became one with him or with him?
너도 어머니 아버지 닮았지?
You resemble your father and mother. You take after, right?
닮았지? 그 닮은 것이 참 좋아. 좋다고 할 수 있으면 어머니를 사랑하고 아버지를 사랑하게 되면 아버지 어머니 닮았기 때문에 좋다. 사랑하기 때문에.
Thus you really resemble them, but when you love them with all of your heart, then you come to feel that because you resemble your parents, you are good.
아기들 보면 자기 어머니 아버지의 서성을 보는 거예요. 자기 어머니 아버지의 서성을 보는 거예요. 자기를 보는 거야. 거울과 같아.
So when you look at the children are actually the reflection of that parents. You look at yourself through looking at your own children.
부모는 너희들을 반응한다고.
And
부모는 너희들이 어떻게 나가는 거예요.
And parents, as likewise, when someone see your parents, then they can tell what kind of children you may be.
이것이 서로 하나 되어갈 때는 사랑이 있어서 그렇지. 예? 만약에 사랑이 아니고 이게 미워한다고 제 엄마 아빠 닮아서 얼마나 했다.
Because love very much existing, you feel so close, like one with the parents, perfect love. But if there is a hatred, then you would really hate the iota which resembles you. Oh, he resembles me. I hate him. The way the eye may look in your child and mouth, everything that will look like you will hate. If the hatred is in your heart.
우리가 어머니 아버지면 할머니 할아버지도 닮거든.
Not only parents, but also we take after grandparents as well.
사랑이 연결돼야 그 parent도, brotherhood도 다 좋지. 이것이 자기들 삶과 조금 미운 가정은 전부 다.
Love is a bond here. Since love is bonding everything looks so joyous, so lovely. But when this love is not there, then this will be a really hatred and chaos.
전부 다 파괴돼.
All destructive. That's what we often see here on earth.
그런데 문제는 나야.
So the question is me. It's not someone else. Question is me.
세상에는 퀘스천은 뭐냐? Problem is my.
Problem is me.
이걸 생각해. 나방이야. 천국을 망치는 것도 나요. 천국을 이룰 수 있는 건 나요. 내가 행복한 사람 되는 것도 나요. 불행한 사람 나락이야.
So we have to realize it is me. The one who creates heaven is me. Who destroys heaven is me. The one who makes the happy life is me. The kingdom of heaven. Or the one who creates a misery in my life is also me. It's no one else except me.
천국 들어가면 다 같아. 다 같은 거 다 같이 줬다.
We imagine in the spirit world we'll find out everybody is given the same properties, the same thing.
여자면 여자 전부 다 생리적으로 뭐 똑같지. 기쁨도 느끼는 것도 기쁘고 좋아하고 뭐 사는 거 행복을 느끼는 것도 모두 같아.
Womankind, they are all the same from one to another. It's not that especially one woman has one characteristics and which other women do not have. There's no such a thing. Everybody has the same blessing.
그게 여자가 사랑의 화신체라 생각할 때 모든 것이 다 좋고 행복하고 다 그렇지. 이게 뭐이라고 증오의 화신체라 생각하더라고.
Only difference may be, it's just may be, if one is incarnation of love, it's just a saturated the love. She's love itself. Then she's great. Whereas other women exactly has the same thing, but maybe she is closer to us, the saturation of hatred, incarnation of hatred, then nobody wants to look at her. That's the only difference.
거기서 사랑의 화신자가 참 파고들어 자꾸.
If she is an incarnation of love, everyone wants to get close to her and make the relations, personal relations with her.
여러분에게는 하나님도 들어와 있고 부모도 들어와 있고 사랑도 들어와 있고 모든 그한 것 이상의 것이 다 내게 이것을 개발하고 이것을 가치 있게 못 만든다는 것은 자기에게 책임이 있지 누구의 책임인가?
So in you, that means in me. In you, we have God in me. We have parents in me. We have love in me. We have everything which God and our parents have in me, and it's totally up to Him, or her, to make good of it or make bad of it.
사랑의 눈은 간단해 눈이요. 다마두리야 눈은 간단한 거라 간단하지만 이 눈이 사랑의 눈이 되길 땐 천하가 다 녹아나는 거야.
Eyes, just no one has special eye. Everybody has eyes, just two balls of eye. But when that eyes are incarnation of love, when that eyes look through love, then everything is just melting.
모든 거 봐주는 거
Love melting.
그러면 눈에 보는 시선에 모든 것이 맞춰주려고 하는 거죠. 그것이 빛나고 광채가 나고 쫙 가치가 크면 클수록 모든 것이 접근하려고.
So the higher that sight of that the eyes of love, if that person look at a certain thing, something, the stronger love it has, everyone wants to be a part of it, wants to join in that line of sight.
또 귀가 그렇게 사랑에 환기되면 모든 것에서 노래도 들려주고 모든 소리가 그 들려주게 된 거죠.
And the ears, if that became an incarnation of love, then all the beautiful music flows through these ears.
연기에 새가 많은 거 새들도 참 내가 들러주고 노래해주려고 어깨도 안고 머리도 안고.
So many different kind of beautiful birds in the spirit world, and if our ears are incarnation of love, then because of that, all the birds like to come to perch on our shoulder, or right on the head, and wants to sing the best.
그 들으면서 좋아하는 걸 볼 때 하루 종일 새가 짖어도 피곤한 줄 모르고.
And it's that kind of world where you can listen to the birds sing all day long, still you don't get tired of it. You want to listen more.
리슨도 그렇지만 새도 continually sing a song.
And also, listening is the easier part. Singing all day long, birds don't mind. They want to even sing more.
자, 그렇게 생각하라고. 영계가면 너 부러울 거 없어? 여러분이 사랑의 그 화신체가 다이아몬드에 비교할 거야, 무슨 황금대에 비교할 거야, 진주에 비교할 거야. 보석이 문제가 아니야. 더 광채나는 거야. 더 아름다운 거야, 이게. 사랑의 화신체는.
If you saw really beautiful jewelry, like a diamonds, you'll be really fascinated at, no doubt. But when you have that love, would you envy that piece of jewelry?
자.
No, you would not trade it.
다이아몬드에 사랑의 다이아몬드가 있어? 사랑이 있어?
Diamond is a diamond hard stone by itself. Is there such a thing as really loving diamonds? No.
생명의 다이아몬드가 있어?
The diamond which has life? No. Diamond is a diamond. It's a material. But your love has
그러나
all these things.
우리는 모든 제 다이아몬드도 나를 따라오고 감동을 시키고 모든 것을 다 영향을 미칠 수 있는 가치적 존재라는 거예요.
In other words, you can make everything diamond is what you have.
그게 most precious,
Most precious things you have.
love diamond. 미.
So most precious thing, the love diamond. You can make a
The most precious thing, life is diamond. It's me. How wonderful I am. 그러니까요. 그저 연기가 그래. 내가 어디 가갔다 할 때는 말, 벌써 가는 거야. 자 대우주가 내 활동 무대가 된다고 생각해요.
Just imagine this immense, this wide, limitless, the world, the spirit world is for us. That's our arena of activity. We can go wherever we want to go.
사랑의 마음이 사랑이 없어야 돼. 사랑. 아이고 보고 싶어. 아이고 보고 싶어. 내 상대와 같이 자기 사랑하는 사람.
But in order for us to be able to do that, then our love, our feeling of love should be ahead of us. Our feeling of love, oh, I want to see him, we are already there.
자, 그걸 가면 세상 사람이 꽃을 사랑하고 나무를 사랑하고 자연을 사랑하는 그 느낌을 좋아가지고 자연을 찾아가고 이런 건 뭐냐면 사랑의 마음을 개발해가지고 영원한 후세에 가가지고 영원히 자유활동할 수 있는 그런 이상을 성취시킬 수 있는 훈련이구나 하는 것을 우리는 생각해야 돼.
When a person living here on earth is fascinated at the beauty of flower, then we can see, oh, she, by developing that kind of a love, that kind of appreciation of beauty, when she gets to the spirit world, she will be able to reach everywhere, anywhere. She is training herself now. She is training herself for the spirit world to come. We can assume that, and we are right.
모든 크리처가, including all creature, flower and including all creature 같은 거지.
Flowers and including all creatures.
all creature 새도 있고 뭐.
All creatures means
뭐 독사도 있고
birds and any animals, like even the snakes with the venom. All these are all things. And we love them. And
너들 스네이크 사랑해?
do you love snakes? Some people do.
그 메일 스네이크, 피메일 스네이크가 있다 생각할 때 어때?
But maybe you hate the snake, but when it occurs to you, all of a sudden you remember, oh, there's a male snake and there's a female snake. Can you hate them?
하나님은 그 저 메일 저 스네이크 자를 떡 세고 피메일 스네이크 볼 때 귀엽다는 거야.
You put yourself in a position like God, position of a male snake. How would you feel looking at the female snake?
소 같은 거 소도 보게 될 때 소가 말 같은 거 볼 때 그 말 어머니 아버지 어머니 입장에서 말을 바라보게 될 때 그 밑간나 곱게나 하나 둘씩 가나.
Like a cow looking at the
cow and the horse.
cow and the horse looking at the other cow and the horse with the heart of parents. Do you think the horse or the cow look dumb as you may look?
좋아서 하나 좀 손이 없으니까 하나 좀.
Since they cannot caress, they caress through tongues, don't they? They constantly
They don't have hands.
wash. They don't have hands.
그 부끄러우냐? In love, not sinful.
And nothing is shameful in love. I mean, the tongue can be used as hands.
그다음에 서로가 좀 비비는 데 좋았어. 이거밖에 없다.
That's how cows and horses do. They come each other and embrace each other as a sign of affection.
그렇게 생각할 때 하나님 입장에서 볼 때 모든 크리처를 얼마나 귀엽겠나, 얼마나 그대로 처음부터 특성을 가져가지고 말이야. 인간에게 살 수 없고 모든 특성을 다 그 특성을 바라고 사랑하는 하나님이니까 유대 위대하다는 게.
So God loves everybody and everything with the characteristic of that being as a center. Through that center as a love, there's nothing God cannot love or cannot connect.
자, 너들이 없는 세상에 말이야. 제 뭐라 할까? 미꾸라지 하나 만들었다 생각해봐라. 헤엄치고 말이야.
미꾸라지.
미꾸라지 뭐라고? 뱀장도 좋아. 뱀장 사촌. 미꾸라지 means cousin of E.
You see, this is a special the fish, like a fish, which looks very much like a eel, but then we have a special attachment to that mikraji. That mikraji is some fish which looks like an eel, only smaller. And let's imagine.
그 쉐미가 나고 입이 이렇게 되면 보기 대가리가 보기 싫어.
You can't say any beautiful in any standard of beauty. You know, it has a whisker like this, and it's just a funny looking, small slimy fish. But we have a lot of affection to that because we see that, catch that all the time in our brooks and small rivers. Anyway, imagine that that was not here in the list of creation, but somehow it came to be created. Maybe you created or someone created. You look at it, how fantastic, how wonderful it is.
아니 어머니 순놈이야. 응? 순놈을 만들었어.
And that happened to be a male mikraji, not a female mikraji.
그래.
Male fish.
그 하나만 한 자밖에 없다 할 때 만든 주인도 아이고 나 피메 만들어달라 피메 안 들어가는 거야 나 생각을.
And that male mikraji will always nag on the creator. Please create one more like myself, only that it's a female. Please create a female mikraji.
그럴 때 그 창조하는 내가 얼마나 기쁘겠나. 이야 얼마나 생각을 하고 얼마나 기쁘겠나.
But imagine as a creator, how exciting it is. Oh, he likes my creation, and he wants another one for his
하나도
spouse.
보스가 러빙 액션 할 때 얼마나 뷰티풀. 아이고 나 뭐 이럴 거 아니야.
So when they are in love after creating both couple, and they are very much in love, how happy would the creator be?
I'm his number one. 그래서 와 look at this. How much broken out outside.
He will really proclaim out.
How much proud of it. Wonderful. Excellence. Everything. 그러니까 하나님이 그 사랑의 세계는 건 조화무쌍한 거야. 끝이 없어.
So,
조화무쌍한 거야.
so the harmony, there's no limit. It's a limitless harmony. One harmonized with the other. You cannot come to an end of the list. Everything can harmonize with everything else.
자, 그러나 전화가서 예술가를 만난다 그랬는데 말이야. 내가 예술적 모든 서술을 개발하면 순식간에 따라가는 거야. 만사가 가능한 세계야.
So it's all possible world, the spirit world. If you cultivate your aptitude, your aptitude, then you will be a great the artist in that world. You can do anything. You can make anything in that world.
노래하는 것,
So long as you have your
춤추는 것,
aptitude.
응? 춤추는 것처럼 그냥 웃고 춤추고 기뻐서 춤추고 마음이 화동을 춤추고 노래하고 그거야. 얼마나 아름답하나.
Dancing after your mind and body become completely one. In ecstasy, you express your joy through dancing. You can imagine there can be thousands of millions of different kinds of action in dancing. Singing as well.
하나님이 그런 그림을 그리는데도 제일 1등하는 거 아니야. 그렇지? 네, 그렇지? 네?
And the God writes does painting. He also does the best painting, don't you think?
하나님이 그 페인트를 걸작분 페인트를 갖다 붙이고 바라보았나 걸작분 행동하는 이런 창조물을 바라보았나 어떤 거죠?
If someone can paint really good painting, including God, and God just painted the masterpiece, would he enjoy looking at it by putting it on the wall, or would he rather look at the creation which is in action, in love, in responding to that love, in all that kind of a activity, that kind of a life itself? Would God rather look at that or look at his own masterpiece of painting? The things in action.
masterpiece 페인트는 필요 없구만.
That means the masterpiece of painting, God does not think that's the top masterpiece.
God needs masterpiece, creature.
God's own masterpiece is his own creature.
자, 너 머리카락이 masterpiece creature야, masterpiece painter야.
The one strand of hair in a woman, is that a masterpiece of creation or just masterpiece in painting?
뭐에 달라? 페인팅하고 크리에이션가 뭐에 달라?
What difference is there between a masterpiece painting and masterpiece creature?
이건 바람이 불면 흔들리고 또 자라고 있다고 자라고.
It
자기 좋은
moves
방향성을 자라.
here and there when the wind blows, and it continues to grow.
좋은 사람이 오게 되면 머리카락이 먼저 가려고 온다. 뭐 느끼려고 온다.
Did you know that someone who you love very much comes near to you? Hair responds the fastest. The hair wants to go there for you.
내 앞에 이렇게 가다. 나보다 앞에 가려고 온다.
Before you move, hair moves in front of you.
That's true.
Fact.
You think about this hair has the sensitive.
Hair is that sensitive. You didn't know.
Forwarding that love. She likes that. Making dressing automatic, no problem. 자, 재미있어?
Isn't it a wonderful world we can even imagine?
그리고 그 세계는 말이야. 사랑의 마음에 취하는 이런 최고의 자리이기 때문에 늙질 않아. 우리 어머니도 늙었지만 말이야. 내가 제일 좋을 때 모양이 딱 언제나.
Another thing very nice to that world is that it is the intoxication of love. I mean, it is the highest intoxicating the environment in love. So, since you are always in love and happy and joyous, you don't get old.
야, 너 맑은 언제나 쨍쨍한 태가 이렇게 싹 클리하게 말이야. 어? 맑은 날만 이렇게 해서 얼마나 지려가서 거기에 전부 다 안개도 좀 끼고 말이야. 이래가지고 달무늬도 지니고 이래가지고 달도 안 보이고 이게 얼마나 예술적인 생각을 해. 전부 다 하나의 미술 세계야. 예술 세계야.
But imagine in that world, is it always a shiny day? Every day the sun shines and every day the thing looks the same under the sunlight day after day? No. Maybe, no, there's variety as well. Always there is sometimes there's a cloud and obscure the view, there's a mist. The same thing never looked the same twice.
이 지상 세계 말이야. 진짜 영계는 언제나 밝지 구름이 어쩌는 지상 별의별 변화무쌍한 기후를 보더라도 말이야. 그것이 예술의 일이야. 그렇게 그 환경에서 느끼고 사랑함을 느끼면은 저 영계 맑은 세계가 자기가 구름 끼기 하면 구름 끼기 하고 안개 끼기 하면 안개 끼기 할 수 있는 그 모든 다양한 사랑으로 감문권을 만들 수 있는 그런 특성을 지닌 그런 인간이 될 수 있다는 거지.
So you see, it is
모든 사람들이 모든 연기하고 관심이 아이고 그 사람들 가야 재밌다 얘기해.
It's up to that individual. Here we live here on earth. Sometimes the sun shines, sometimes it rains, and the things look all the different every day, every moment. Then he is more adjustable. He is more trained to respond to different the views. So when that kind of person go to spirit world, and basically the spirit world nothing changes, but according to how you make it change, it changes. It actually changes.
예를 들면 비가 없었는데 우산도 가면서 혼자 자서 노래하고 I am happy, everything following me 노래하고 그게 얼마나 자랑스러운 멋진 거야 이게.
Imagine how proud and you are yourself when you are so happy that with the rain and you have an umbrella and you sing from the top of your the lung.
비를 차고
And
너나 좋아하지.
and kick everything around as you go and say, you love me, don't you? I love you too. Then everybody wants to look at that person at that moment in the spirit world. So whatever we experience here, we train ourselves. We can do so many things after good training here on earth so that we can be wizard in the spirit world. This is the purpose of our life here on earth.
그렇기 때문에 세상을 가면 그렇게 보게 될 때 불행하게 없구만.
Then you say, oh, Father, do you mean to say there's nothing which is not happy? Everything is happy?
이런 모든 복잡하고 다 어려운 것 같은 것은 나에게 영원한 세계에 보다 귀하고 가치 있는 것을 운반하지간 하천지 조화의 니시로구만. 아멘.
Yes, indeed. There's nothing the unhappy. It's the way we receive it, take it. We, by experiencing that and experiencing the many other things, then that is to make you versatile, make you to not only respond to only one clear situation, but many different situations. The heaven is trying to train us. When we look at what we feel is sorrowful, it too can be happiness.
자, 그래서 우리
How
암흑의 여자,
we feel.
암흑의 여자 한번 어떻게 살았나 보자 하게 되면 말이야. 부당통 들으면 비디오 테이프 나와, 나와. 그거 뭐라고?
So this is a real, for instance, this one woman here, in the spirit world, somebody wants to find out what kind of life she has lived, what kind of a life or feeling of love. Then all you have to do is just push a button, like in a videotape, VCR.
이미디어리 appearing.
Then immediately
Your
appears
pastime.
all his life,
All
all her
your
life.
lifestyle. Clear. One by one. How beautiful is me. Think about it. 생각해보라고. 너 마음 얼굴로 너들 다 알지. 마음 얼굴보다 더 비춰보게 될 때 얼마나 부끄러워. 그래. 그 사랑하고 사랑으로 저 가봐될 때 어떻게 돼? 그 보는 청중이 내 모든 상대가 다 함성을 들고 이를 야단한다는 거야. 이야 박수.
You have a beautiful face, but if someone can see through your face of mind, how your mind may look through your face, by looking at your face, he can see your mind. Then what kind of a mind should you have? Your mind should be as beautiful as what you look. So when you do that, like love everything and everybody every time, then when that person go to spirit world, then everybody will really applaud at her. Oh, looking at her, it's peaceful, it's joyous.
그것이 빛으로 대본에 하는 거야, 빛으로.
And the way you may look, even though you may be far away, you appear as a light, beautiful light. That means you're beautiful. The shape, your shape is expressed in
태양
light.
아래 너 등불 같은 거 가지고 무슨 가치가 있어요? 없어도 없는 거 마찬가지. 가치 없는 거야.
And the sun, each one really is valueless unless one has love. But she has love, then all of a sudden, that value comes to full extent.
내 자신을 위해서 불평하기 많아. 바깥 세상을 대해서 불평하기 많아. 어떤 거야?
We look back in our life. Whenever we complained, did you complain because of other people, complain to other people, or
other side.
other side, or you to yourself? You complain to yourself, or you complain to the other side of you. To the other side, right? Oh, because of such and such, I'm unhappy and I'm miserable. That kind of way.
Everybody think about this like I am a righteous man, but outside people that the bad guy, all thing, everything. Think about it.
Isn't this the way we?
그게 누가 심어지면 악마가 심어요. 악마 뭐라 그래? 누가 심어져 악마가 심어.
That way of looking, that way of viewing, who planted that in us? It's the Satan itself. Blame others, not blame himself, is what Satan started.
세탄이 불임 자기 자신 힘세를 하게 된다면 손들어야 돼. 하나님 잘못했습니다. 회개해.
Because if Satan changes his direction and reflected on himself, but try to blame himself, instantly he has to bow down on God and say, God, I was a villain. I committed sin. He has to immediately confess that to God. If he followed God's way.
From now that I am repenting for you. Think about it. Taking that consequence. Satan already take outside, other place. That is main Satan's concept. Do you understand? Yes. 아? Yes. 그런 생각이면 사탄 왕 와서 나를 이거 뭐라 코레인 가져가지고 이거 찍어서 집어던져 이거 생각하는 게.
Always think when you have a hatred in you, oh, Satan's coming to fetch me, to catch me with a crane so that I cannot move.
Bring that, down that, on the ocean,
And dump me, put me down at the ocean. That's what Satan is going to do.
Hell ocean, ocean means hell.
Ocean of hell. That's what Satan is trying to do.
알겠어? 자기를 미워하고 자기를 청소할 텐데 내적 제3자를 미워하는 사탄이 찾아오는 방문하는 찬스다. 이렇게 생각해요.
Think always if there is a hatred, we have to direct that hatred to me and not to anyone else. If we feel the hatred to other people, oh, Satan is visiting me with that very mighty power and try to dump me to the ocean.
여자는 말이야. 여자는 무엇에 민감한 법문 말 풀어버려.
The women's characteristics, when they see something, they want to speak about it.
그 때문에 눈을 가리고 물 꼬매가지고 눈떡하고 그래. 응? 또 듣긴 싫어하거든. 누말 듣긴 싫어하거든 여자가.
And also, therefore, we have to really close our eyes, and close our mouth, stitch our mouth. And as for the ears, and the women don't want to listen to other people anyway. They don't want to listen.
I want to proclaim out to you, have to hear my voice.
Because she
woman's
wants her to be heard, and not she hear.
그래 사탄이가 고운 옷을 여자들은 고운 거 보면 따라가거든. 고운 옷을 말도 고운 말하면 따라가거든. 그러니까 이래 가지고 전부 다 세상을 망치지 않았어.
So women follow at the beautiful dress, beautiful dress and beautiful, nice things. So Satan will make that and walk in front of her. She follows.
자, 영계 사람을 보게 된단 말이야. 화장하고 있는 것이 똥출한 거 더럽다는 거야 이게. 사람은 망치고 요거 이렇게 해가지고 오늘 가서 사기치야 되겠다. 드레스 이게 뭐 똥감태기. 이거보다 더 더럽다. 이거 가져가지고 전부 다 사람 망치야 되겠다.
When a beautiful woman wants to entice some man, so she gets to herself work, like make herself beautiful, like put the lipsticks and everything, and powder, eyeshadows,
manicure, beautiful,
and with that beauty,
wearing dress, working out,
and lure man, looking from the spirit world. It's like putting a dirt in your mouth and put dirt everywhere to entice a man. It's really ugly and dirty.
사탄은 좋다고 하고 말이야. 영계는 다
So Satan is very happy because making her successful.
하나는 다 도망간다.
But the spirit world and God don't even want to look at it. Don't even want to think about it. That's how different we are from heaven.
그래 여자들이 화장하는 거 자기 남편 때문에 해. 딴 사람들은 좋게 배우기 위해서 해.
When a woman has to make up or do makeup, does she do that to make her present her beautiful to her husband alone, or to present her as beautiful to everybody? Outside people. Other than her husband. She wants to be beauty to everybody, or she just wants to make up herself for her husband's sake?
Only husband? Husband doesn't like this. Can't kiss every time.
Sometimes husband don't care about her wife making
look at that.
lipsticks.
Manicure, it's like 뭐인가 그. 예?
And like a hook, claw.
claw. 예? Fox's claw. Fox.
Called a hawk's claw.
How dangerous look at that.
Very dangerous.
그래서 사랑하는 남편이 그 만지고 싶어. 아이고.
I always puzzle father. Would a loving husband want to caress that finger? Doubtful, very doubtful.
그 좋을 것은 매일 발라달라고 하지. 남편이 그거 발라주면 남편이 사.
If he likes it so much, then he will volunteer to do that for you.
그래서 하나쯤이나 못 받아.
And father never heard, never seen any husband who encourages, oh, make a more beautiful fingernail.
세이탄 뭐야? 프랭켓이. Satan's Frankenstein. Send out that woman is like that. Taking that kind of attitude.
That's a Satan's frequency. You know, he sends out signal frequency,
Electricity.
electrical wave, so that women be lured through that.
웃을 게 아니야. 여기서 뭐 그렇다는 거야.
You know, when you become serious, that's nothing to laugh about. In the spirit world, this is fact.
여자들 핸드폰 끼고 아이고 기분 좋아 오늘 남편은 다 어래 자 그래 저 뉴욕 저 피프스 에브니 한번 하자 싹 이러거든. 그 여기서 저놈을 갔나 뱀이 독사가 대가를 들고 따라간다. 야 너 가자 여기 가자 저리 들어가자 그러더라고.
You have a beautiful the brand new the handbag which you always admired. Now you have that, carry that on the Fifth Avenue, you know, with all this trimming. Then right behind you there will be the snake, you know, venomous snake. Yeah, moving about right after you. And the spirit world watching at you. Where is she going anyway? What is she up to? The spirit world really hate the women carrying that handbag and proudly walk on the Fifth Avenue.
그런 사실이 많지 여자들.
All of you,
우리끼리니 말이지.
between you and father, you have lots of aptitude to do that, don't you? You may not do it, but if you have a chance, you want to do it, don't you?
다 웃누만 늙은이 젊은 다 웃네.
Everyone laughs, you know, the young, old doesn't matter. What does it mean? She's approving. Yes, father, yes.
남자들은 선생님 뭘 저러고 그러고 나서 그런데 말이야. 여자들은
And the
잘한다.
man is puzzled, you know. What is father talking about?
그러니까 여자가 필요하다며.
That's why the woman actually is necessary. If it's all men, men will never know that kind of
자,
world.
너 동네에서도 말이야. 냄새 피는 남자가 냄새 핀 나쁜 냄새를 피는 데 있어서의 남자가 많아 여자가 많아. 대체 여자들 한번 대답해 보라고.
Look at the typical village on who makes the bad smell, who goes around and makes a bad smell. Men or women? More men or more women do that?
That is Satan's attitude, characteristics.
That's Satan's characteristics. Women says man.
그렇기 때문에 여자들은 언제나 3분의 2는 과도해놔야 돼. 남자는 대놓고 비례가 말이야. 여자 한 이제 3분의 2 내놓은 거고 말이야. 여자 3 전부 다 내놓은 거고 더 어디가 노이지 않으면 3분의 1이 더 노이자든 안 해야 된다고.
So the general rule is the women should be confined 2/3 more than men. Men can be loose, you know, loosened, don't create so much problem. But women be loosened as much as men, they surely create problem. So we have to be confined.
1/3.
1/3.
나 투서.
1/3. You make more noise than men, than all of men. 1/3 of women make more noise than all of a man.
Is that true or not?
Is that true or not?
Beautiful girl, pretty girl. 그렇다는 이 bad girl. 천국 가고 싶어?
So do you all want to go to heaven?
무슨 티켓 들고 갈래? 무슨 패스포드 갈래?
You have to have a
패스포드. What kind of passport you get into heaven?
passport to go to heaven. What kind of passport would you do you have to have before you can go to heaven?
응? 패스포드 필요해. 여기 미국 들어오는데 대대한 이 망할 미국 들어오기도 패스포드까지 야, 너 이미그레이션 그 멤버가 특히 가져가지고 이거 아메리카 don't you have the passport? proudly.
Even ugly America demand the passport when you come into the country which is very smelly. Still, they say, where is your passport? In the heaven, where everything is heaven, do you think we can pass freely? They too demand the passport, won't they? Yes, they do. We have to have.
무슨 passport?
But what kind of passport? Is a piece of paper bound together with stamped? No. What kind of passport do we need?
Our life has to resemble two parents' life.
What are you talking about, small guy? You are every time making noisy. Stop it. 그래, 맞는 말이야.
But generally, you're right.
코리아 잊어버리질 않아, 코리아. 그놈. 자, 그러니까 오늘이 뭐야?
Today, what is the topic of our sermon this morning? Create. Let us create
그 누가 만들어야 돼?
my own kingdom of heaven.
누가
And
만들어야 돼?
who makes it? Who creates it?
응? 너들 핑계들이 많지. 내가 이렇게 되는 우리 어머니 아버지가 공부를 안 시켜주고 말이야. 우리 오빠 때문에, 우리 누나 때문에, 우리 집, 우리 동네 저 사람들이 나빠서 아이고 조그만 나라 태어나서 별의별 불평 다 하는 거야.
But we have a lot of complaints in our mind, don't we have? We say, because our parents didn't make enough indemnity, I'm this way. My father and mother didn't send me to school, so I became miserable. Or my friends and so. So many reasons why we are not happy. So many excuses and so many blames.
너들 행복하다고 그러는 생각이 많아. 나도 해피, 언해피하다는 생각이 많아.
If you really keep quiet in the quiet alone, which do you feel? Generally, you're happy or unhappy? Unhappy is more. More side is unhappy, isn't it? Which one is? Are you more happy or more unhappy?
His side.
Which side?
Are you? You are.
We are more happy.
You are not more happy. 그 생각해야 돼. 내게 불평을 가지고 불행을 갖다 주는 것이 내게 더 많으냐 그 뭐냐. 오늘 편 그런 저 재료들인데 이것을 어떻게 나에게 있어서 소화시키냐. 나는 행복하다. 죽으면서까지도 행복하다.
So this is something we have to study and improve in ourselves. Whatever comes in me, which would ordinarily make unhappy, how to make that into happier situation, how to digest it and to make it work for us, for me, and not against me. That art we have to train ourselves
누가
gradually.
언해피한 이런 모든 말이야 리소스를 테이크하래.
So
테이크아워야.
we have to take away that the resource, that contents which makes me unhappy. We have to take that away from me.
Who take away?
And who takes that out?
Not God is not. Any leader is not.
No leader can do that. No, not even God can take that unhappiness out of me, because it is me
It's
who
on
has
you.
to make that unhappiness into the positive. Because unhappiness is not there. It is me who is making it unhappy.
절대적이야. 그런 거야.
And this is not comparative. This is absolute standard.
자, 이것을 불행을 소화할 수 있는 자리에 도와줘야 빠르지. 불행한 그 근본을 암만 도와줘야 저 자른 뿌레기 두고 순 자른 거 마찬가지. 또 나와.
Let's say God may be able to eliminate unhappiness in her. Okay, he eliminates. But that comes again, like weed. And God has
bottom
to,
side that had unhappiness mind.
God or somebody has to.
Dwelling in bottom side there. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
How can take out that?
So it
From
is
there
not,
can making happiness way.
It is a lot
Otherwise, no matter
easier.
happiness environment cannot continue there.
So it is,
Immediately appearing that unhappy. That means always occupied. That's it.
that means he is always occupied by Satan.
Do you understand? 내 불행한 거면 내 못생긴 불행해. 쳐버려.
You say, I'm
아이
so,
내가 배고프면 쳐버려. 옷이 문제 쳐버려. 다 쳐버려. 이걸 옷을 입고 사랑하는 마음 춤을 추는 거지 옷을 입고 사랑하는 아들이 왕자 같은 아들하고 잘하면 아들하고 부모의 자리에서 그 춤을 춘다고 하면 얼마나 멋져. 역사에 없는 기록적인 하나의 어머니가 된다 생각하고.
So if you look at, I don't look my look, I'm ugly, and then just give that away. I mean, just throw that away. If you're not happy with the clothes you wear, and I wish I had a better cloth, give that away. That kind of things. But how much better it is if you have even the rag, even the very dirty clothes, but with the heart of parents, and you meet your spouse the same way, and
아들 왕자 같은 아들을 만나가지고 그 옷을 입고 사랑을 취해가지고 환경을 이상의 기쁨을 느낀다니까 얼마나 미술적이고 말이야. 흥미진진한 거야 그게. 엑사이팅한 거야 그게.
and give a birth to the son, which is like a prince of the original world, and you really dance along with him. And that kind of the feeling you master in yourself, then how fantastic it will be, how much welcomed it is in the spirit world as here on earth. It's something we have to develop.
프린스 선을 썬 웨어링 클로스를 볼 거야. 그 어머니 바라보는 거야. 얼마나 프린스보다 더 좋아하고 행복을 느끼냐. 이걸 본다는 거야.
Then the spirit world will really look at that woman who would be rejoiced at that princely the child. Spirit world does not look at the princely child, but look at his mother, and how in the rag the mother is really happy with that kind of a son that she gave birth to. She forgets every misery, every unbeauty, and she's really intoxicated at that. Spirit world also wants to look at that.
네, 그 뭐가 하트풀 러브 퀀티티가 얼마나 크냐 하는 것이 거기
The
들어.
quantity of heartful love in that woman. It doesn't matter whether she's so-called beautiful or so-called has a beautiful dress. No, even if she may clad the rag, but her heart is genuinely like that.
그럼
Spirit
그
world all will applaud
그
to that.
옷이 하늘나라 박물관에 이렇게 조한 가치의 내용을 지닌 옷이 없다. 하늘나라의 박물관에 갖다가 장치한대. 어때?
And that the really the not so beautiful clothes she may be, miserable clothes she may be wearing, but with that she displayed the purest, joyous, most joyous heart here on earth. Spirit world want to take that into a museum and display that.
In heaven.
In heaven and display that. This is the rag in which that woman displayed the purest love here on earth. She, there's the inscription like that.
Do you understand the contents?
Do you understand what this means?
Do you understand? Catch the consistency? You like resembling me.
That's because we all resemble our Father.
그러니까 희망이까지야.
Let's put it this way. At least we have some hope in us. There's a hope indeed.
그래 알아서 이제 그렇기 때문에 지옥을 천국으로 소화해라 그야.
So
불행을 행복으로 소화해라 그야. 고통을 낙으로 소화해라.
So digest the hell into heaven, and the suffering into the joy,
그다음에
and the unhappiness into the unhappiness into happiness. And what should we? The ugliness into beauty.
every time changing the heavenly side side viewpoint of original God.
Every time the ungodly point of view into God's point of view, we have to
자,
turn it to.
하나님이 그렇다는 거예요. 세상이 얼마나 악하고 얼마나 비참하고 많은 반나면 하하 이건 내 역사의 복귀 섭리 역사의 하나의 기록을 할 일이구만. 써놓고 아하하 그런다는 거야.
If God sees the most miserable scene, God will say, "Oh, this is a page. This is the section in the history of restoration. I better make a record of it,
노티드.
make a note of it." And so He files it into His book. That misery. But if that person turns this into happiness and beauty,
그래서 그런 모든 것을 사랑으로
that will even
소화하고
become a better record.
넘어간다.
And everything from hell gradually crawl onto heaven and the pure heaven.
그래서 사탄은 그걸 보고
That's what Satan has to do. Satan will be amazed, and Satan too will be fascinated.
You are one with God.
And Satan will say,
respect you in my insights, viewpoint.
Satan will admire God too when that transition takes place.
Sometime, someday, I follow you.
Sometime, someday I follow you. That's what Satan will say to God.
There's Satan concept. How about you? Sometimes I follow beautiful happiness way. Think about that? 알겠어?
Do you follow?
모든 불행해서는 선생님이 감옥도 많이 됐지.
So the unhappiness, so father went to a lot of prisons, didn't father?
가서 어디를 갔나? 아이고 배야 배고파. 아이고 이놈의 자식도 죽어라 미국 말아 갔나?
And when father was hungry, when father was hurt, would father say, "Oh, America perish so that I can be free"? Did ever father think like that?
전부 소화하는 거야.
Father digested it.
그러니까 미국 역사의 뿌리를 점령하려 가는 거야.
While he digested it, he reached deeper and deeper to the root of history of America.
So taking that occupying history, the deepest root to find out there.
Deepest
In
root.
there, God dwelling in that bottom. Connect with, immediate connect with God. Do you understand?
Then father found that there was God connecting to the deepest root of America, misery.
Connecting there can connect with happiness. Essence, power, strong power. No matter how against me, don't care. I will spare everything. I break out everything, tear down everything. I only making victorious king. How wonderful. Centering that kind portion is. 무슨 말 들었어? 예. 어제부터 눈을 빠가가지고 꺼져. 불행하다고 무슨 말 들었더니 그리 악마는 굴복해야 돼.
So at that point, the Satan has to retreat. The very one who liked to see father into the dungeon of misery, but he digested and he make it into happiness, then Satan has to retreat and be ashamed. Which was what happened.
새노전에 비참한 일이 벌어졌다는 그때는 경고야. 아웃! 세탄을 굴복시켜야 한다. 이런 자세.
So when we see some miserable situation coming in front of us, immediately we can see that as a sign. Oh, my
Immediately
mission.
proclaim out. This is chance of
This is
making victorious Satan.
this is a
I
chance
don't
of
lose
my.
this chance. I catch it. Making on my foundation. Occupy Satan. That kind of guys.
So we have to see that as a sign. Good sign as, oh, I have to overcome Satan.
You understand? Yes. Huh? Yes.
That's how they complain too. complain, women. When you speak, you are bound to complain.
이게 마우스에서 컴플레인 파운데이션. 응? 뭐 샘물이 뭐야? 파운데이션.
The fountain of complaint.
파운텐. 파운텐 뭐다야? 파운텐 컴프레션. eyes. 어디? 스크린 업.
What about
Complaint?
eyes? Do we have to
Sight.
choose what we see now? Yes, we do. We have to choose what we see. Don't just see it because we see it.
시집살이를 잘하고 행복한 여자가 되고 싶거든 불평을 여자에 빼버리고 눈이 높지 말라 낮아져라게.
So if you really want to be a filial daughter-in-law, you know filial daughter-in-law, have you ever heard like that? Because you have to live with your husband and follow the husband's house, the law of husband's house. So the filial daughter-in-law. If you want to really be a filial daughter-in-law, then try to obey the rigid law of heaven and forget about your complaint. Uproot your complaint. Don't ever complain no matter what happens.
Every time look at the low place.
And always look at the lower
Every
place,
time
never
shut
higher
the
place.
mouth.
So don't set your standard very high so that if you don't reach it, you're unhappy. Don't do that. Set your standard low so that you're always happy.
여자들 보게 되면 말이야. 타락 여자 때문에 여자들이 하잖아.
And isn't it true that the whole origin of human misery started from woman's mouth?
기분 나쁘면 아이고 나 뻗다리 싸가지고 갈래. 왜 그래? 그따 그렇게 들어갔나?
Sometimes, you know, sometimes they're expert in packing up, you know, leaving the husband's house, go someplace else. However, is she going to come back? That's what one makes me father wonder.
동양 여자는 그 죽어도 못하는데 서양 여자는 싸우고 갔다 또 보통 오지.
And in the Oriental women can never do that because they never know how they can come back. But in the Western world, the women,
Not Western world, especially American women.
uh,
American women's world.
they pack up very easily, go and come back just as easy.
왜 가지고 보다 들고 아이고 나 잘못해서.
When they come back, they kiss her husband and she expects to be forgiven.
The American women's way.
That's American woman's
I don't
way.
like
isn't
that.
it? And Father, frankly, does not like that way.
Including God too.
God does not like that way either.
알았어?
Do you follow?
warning.
Father says, I'm warning you.
American women. 알았어? 자, 그래. 천국 창조한 나의 천국을. 그 천국을 어떻게 창조해? 불평 불만할 수 있는 외적 모든 나에게 저 천국 갈 수 있는 방해되는 요건을 완전히 청소해라. 소화해라. 스탑해라.
Father's
상관 말라고.
Father's sermon was, let us create the kingdom of heaven. Then how do we create kingdom of heaven? Namely, to eliminate all that essence, potential essence in me, which can lead me into complaint. Just to uproot. And if some situation develops, which I know I am very easy to complain about that, then don't even get near there. Say it has nothing to do with me. We have to make a strong shield between that source of complaint and myself. Eliminate everything.
And unhappiness concept.
Unhappiness concept.
Enduring concept.
Throw away all that essence of being unhappy, being complaintful, and that essence throw away from us. And the rest of them we digest.
Why? Center love power more than strong.
Because center of love is love power is stronger than the center of a complaining power.
Anyone, unhappiness.
Anyone has that
You
potential.
understand? Yes. Love power through L, love power, so much strong. Connecting with centering love. I have it, no problem everything. You understand? Yes. No problem everything. Sometimes that passed away husband. No problem. God more making that good experience. How sorrowful in my mind. Expression after can do overcome everything. Do you understand? Yes. God gave me that kind of experience after occupying God Himself. How wonderful is that?
After doing that, we can occupy
After
God's
atmosphere.
love and blessing.
Do you understand? From now you understand that. How can change making that more powerful, connected with God place, central law? Huh? Understand that? Clearly or not? From now you can do that. Calm everything on happiness way.
So you say, come everything, unhappiness, come to me.
Accumulating every bad thing. Visiting me, I will overcome, I will dissect, clean up, fresh way. Taking the hand portion. Satan every time, all my lifetime, with darkness with me, I have no prayer. Immediately, stop. Making clean up with strong, low power. No problem. Do you understand? Yes. From there, can make everything. 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 Which means, is, including that, have to. How about that? From now, can do it or not? Yes. Can do it? Yes. Problem is no problem. Sure. No problem. No problem. Understanding is making free. Freedom, taking freedom. Every way. Is that Father? Understand that can be best concept. I catch it, stand it up. That foundation can cut it everything. Occupy everything. That's everything. No any enemy in my conscience. No enemy니까 천국. 천국은 에너미가 없어. 에너미 가서 가져. No enemy 간섭을 가진 사람이니까 천국이 그 사람 것이 되는 거예요.
Since there is no enemy, where are we? We are automatically at heaven. Because heaven is where there is no enemy.
그래서
It's the same thing. If you don't have enemy, that's heaven.
Protect your eye, your nose, your ears, your mouth, your hand, your structure body. This is enemy.
So regard all of our senses are initially enemy, are my own enemy, if it is a source of complaints.
알겠어?
Follow?
자, 그렇기 때문에 세상 만사를 전부 다 하늘나라의 이것이 넥스트 페이지, 프론트 페이지로 생각하는 거야. 우리가 살고 있는 이 지상 생활은 하늘나라의 프론트 페이지다. 영계는 넥스트 페이지다. 하는 사이야.
So look, everything we experience as a front page of the life to come. When we go to spirit world, that will be the next page.
자,
This will be
여러분이
only the front page.
그런 빅타가 되었다 할 때 여러 사람들이 여러분 따라오려고 할 거야, 본받으려고 할 거야, 어떨 거야? 불행하겠나?
When we, after being taught by Father about this truth and become a victor, would everybody who will follow our wake in the history will admire us or despise us?
자, 그래 그 사람 가져가지고 그렇게 살다 보니 영계 가져가지고 수많은 영계 사람을 내가 전부 다 아큐파이 해가지고 하나님은 아직 하나님까지도 친구들 하나님 친구들.
By we looking that way of life, the more complaint we digest, the better off. Then we all of a sudden find ourselves occupying in the millions of spirit man friend or spirit man follower. Not only that, but also God Himself is within my grasp.
God said Him, you like it resemble me, so that you becoming my friend from now. How about that?
How about that? God will say that. God will endorse that person.
Yeah? I don't have one friend until now, but from now on, God is one. You are my most famous friend How wonderful it is.
God will say, oh, so far I never had a friend, but now in your advent, you became victorious person like that. You're victor. You're my friend now. I will have many friends like you, like himself.
그러니까 하나님이 그러니까 이 천국이 내 것이니 창조한 하나님 대신 모든 것을 해방시켜가지고 주인의 자리를 나뿐만이 아니고 하나님을 안내할 수 있는 효자가 되고 충신이 되고 성인열 성자가 되는 것이다.
First, God created us, but now we came to restored, and we do what God was supposed to do. So not only we are waiting for God to do, but we do it and usher God. God, we made our heaven out of life, out of our own world. Why don't you come live with me? We take initiative, not God anymore.
How much I am the filial
Piety.
and
How much son and daughter?
patriarch and gracious holy man.
How much of the filial sons and daughters are we? How much of the greater family the men are we? How much of a saint are we? How much holy men are we if we did that?
God praise me.
God will praise us.
Do you understand? Yes.
Praise me.
Writing the words, admiring me, how wonderful I am. Have no problem, everything. Connecting with me. Including God too. Is the most happiness or place or unhappiest place?
Happiness.
The
Happiest the place. Everybody will respect us if we did that here on earth, even God.
지금이 문제야.
So now is the problem for us. Now is the question for us. And me is the problem.
창조하자. 하나님의 사랑이 없어. 하나님의 행복이 없어. 천국에 내용 없는 것을 창조하자. 어려움을 소화시켜가지고 창조하는 데 있어서의 내 천국은 해나나니라. 아멘.
So it is amen that what we see is not in the original plan of the heaven, but we understand the situation. So we turn this into heaven, and when we become victor, that will be a tremendous amen for all the creature.
자, 우리 한번 해볼래요?
So are we going to go after that task now?
가능한 일이야, 어려운 일이야?
Is it very easily done, or is it difficult to achieve but possible?
이제 우리의 참된 종적 하나님이 그렇게 하고 횡적 참부모가 그렇게 하니 그의 아들 딸이 되기 위해서는 필연적으로 나는 운명이 아니야. 숙명적인 관계를 갖고 있는 것을 알고 일방 통일을 가게 될 때는 모든 것이 해결되는 거야.
Why should we do that? We have a good reason to do that. Because our God is like that. Now we found out, we learned. And our parents, the vertical God, and our horizontal God, or our parents have been doing that. I already know. So if I do that, for me to resemble that and claim ourselves as true sons and daughters of parents and God, I must do that. And it is our privilege to do that.
Those two parents taking the long time for saving you.
And our parents took a long time to get here, to save us.
Thousand years over that. Enduring, enduring, long time. Forsaking you on me. Heaven worked, God worked, two parents, God centering vertical parents. Two parents, horizontal parents. Both combined into one. Taking endurance way. How much? Painful way.
How much painful way.
Forsaking you, on you. Not on us, on you, on me. You think about it, comparing my lifetime, short time, taking that. No, how much taking painful? That quantity, no, cannot comparing God, painful quantity. Too much easy way. Do you understand? I will do no problem. I knew that. God, true praise. Forsaking me. Every time, open mouth, thankful. Looking everything, thankful. Hearing everything, thankful. Smelling everything, thankful. Touching everything. Only say one was thankful. You're taking that kind of way. You can making creature. You can making your heavenly kingdom. No problem. No problem or problem? No problem. You clearly understand it. You understood clearly. 자, 한번 살아보겠다. I'll make my kingdom of kingdom.
I will live.
자신을 하면 aggressive.
I will live that kind of a life.
Marching on,
I will be
fighting,
a victor.
war, fear.
Aggressively, I will live. And those who feel like
그런
that,
사람들.
raise your hands.